Israel has been fighting for its existence for 73 years. All the Arab countries have not been able to do so together. The bloody war between Israel and Palestine has shaken the whole world. This battle may be fought in one corner of the world, but the sound of this blast of hate is echoing in everyone's ears. There will hardly be any country who is untouched by this fight. There are many reasons. But the biggest reason among all those reasons is that the conflict between Palestine and Israel is not new. In this centuries-old feud, thousands of lives have been lost and millions of people have become homeless. But the reality is that so far no result of this fight has been revealed. Neither is there any hope of coming. The fight is being fought even before these countries came into existence. Yes, what happened to all of them is that Israel has become stronger. The only Jewish country in the world which endured neglect and exploitation in many corners of the world for a long time is very strong today. The situation is that Israel, a small country, which has got a lot of emphasis on sight in the world map, has become so powerful that many powers including Arab countries have been defeated to defeat it, but are not able to stop its hair. But before coming to the story of Israel, just understand the essence of the story of the exploitation of Jews and the emergence of Israel. Before Christ, King Solomon of Israel built a temple in Jerusalem for the Jewish people. But the people of Egypt and Roman Empire attacked this temple. The effect of this was that the Jewish people fled from here in large numbers. After this, when the Muslims took over Jerusalem, the exodus of Jews continued for many decades. After this, a movement started in the 19th century, in which the Jews were appealed to return to Palestine and Israel. Hitler persecuted, then Jews arrived in Israel. Germany had to face defeat in the First World War, 1914-19. Hitler considered the Jews responsible for this defeat and began to drive the Jews out of his country. The story of Hitler's persecution of the Jews is not hidden from anyone. Meanwhile, Jews again started coming towards Israel. Then after the Second World War, a country called Israel came into existence in 1948 with the cooperation of America and Britain. Now the real fight between Israel and Palestine begins. As soon as Israel declared its independence, within 24 hours of it, the joint forces of Arab countries attacked it. This battle was definitely tough for Israel, even smaller than the Manipur state of India, but it did not lose courage. This fight went on for the next 1 year. The result was that the armies of Arab countries were defeated. About 7 lakh Palestinians had to leave their homes in this fight and became refugees. Israel kept on fighting, but Israel continued to get stronger. The line with severe wounds inflicted on the eyes fits perfectly on Israel. Israel was small and surrounded by enemies. But freshly, it was his strength. As a result, this country gradually became powerful. Even fought alone, but could not spoil Israel's lot. The story so far has been such that since 1948 till now 1956, 64, 67, 73, 78, 87, 91, 93, 94, 95, 2000, 2002, 2006, 2008, 14, 15, 17, 18 and 2021 in all these years, Palestine alone or sometimes Palestine formed a group, sometimes Arab countries gathered and tried to defeat Israel, but they could not do anything. On the contrary, Israel became stronger. While the war between Israel and Palestine is still going on, the Organization of Islamic Cooperation of 57 member Islamic countries has criticized Israel, convincing the world of Israeli power. When Israel came on the world map, people said that this country is not going to last long. There were many reasons for this. Because neither this country had much mineral wealth nor fertilizer soil. But this country got its iron in every field. But today it is a high-tech superpower. Sells most modern weapons. He holds many patents for the world's medicines. He is far ahead in all kinds of research. He spends 4.5% of his GDP on research. He designed such a system in every sector in his country, which is considered as an example. Women or men must serve in the army. The enemy's sweat is lost as soon as the Israeli intelligence agency Mossad is mentioned. It is important for every citizen in Israel to serve in the military. Whether women or men, he has to serve in the army. Almost all the leaders and prime ministers of Israel came to power only after working in the army.